What was their crime? FLYNEWS visits Iran school where strike killed 120 children. Amena Nademi walks carefully through what is left of her old school. Chunks of broken concrete hang precariously from the damaged upper floor. A few classrooms are still standing, their brightly colored walls decorated with painted balloons and flowers. The 33-year-old teacher knows exactly what was where. The girls' classrooms on the upper floor, the boys' classrooms below, the head teacher's office, the prayer room. Rubble is all that remains of her classroom, where she taught first-grade girls at Shajare Tayyebe Primary School in Minab, a small city in southern Iran. On February 28th, in the opening hours of the U.S.-Israeli war with Iran, a strike on the school transformed an ordinary Saturday morning into one of the conflict's defining tragedies, and its deadliest single incident for civilians. In total, 156 people, including 120 children, have been confirmed killed, including a pregnant woman and her unborn child, according to the Minab prosecutor's office. Experts say evidence indicates that U.S. forces hit the school, which is next to an IRGC compound that satellite images show was struck several times. The U.S. has not admitted responsibility, though U.S. media have reported that military investigators believe it is likely that U.S. forces carried out the strike unintentionally. The pain of what happened here is still raw. Teachers tell us they pray at the site every day. Rescue workers are still searching for remains of those killed here. Much of the upper floor collapsed into the one below. You can't call it a school, says Amani. Just walls that smell of death, grief, and the blood that was shed here. The Iranian authorities were keen for us to visit the school. It is evidence, they say, that a campaign presented by Washington as an attack on Iran's military and security apparatus has instead inflicted a devastating cost on civilians. We were all sent flying. The school day had begun as usual, Amane says. Because it was the Islamic holy month of Ramadan, the children gathered inside the prayer hall to recite the Quran, she recalls, before she began teaching her pupils a new letter of the Persian alphabet. But as the first attacks of the war unfolded across Iran, she says the head teacher announced the school would be closing and teachers began contacting parents urging them to collect their children. Only 5 of Amina's 15 first-grade pupils were left in her classroom on the upper floor, she says, when she first heard an explosion not far from the school. She says she was in the corridor and rushed back for the children. Just as I went to leave, a missile struck the school, says Amene. Something hit my head and my students' heads, and we were all sent flying. Then she says, thick black smoke filled the classroom. I couldn't even see the pupils I was holding in my arms. We couldn't breathe. She says she remembers hearing another explosion, as well as the sounds of screaming, children crying, and then the school itself collapsing, destroyed all at once. Blood was pouring from me and the students, she adds. When the smoke briefly cleared, she says she passed the injured children down to people below and clambered past fire and rubble towards the school gate, where she saw a crowd of parents. Many had rushed to the site without even putting shoes on, she recalls. She says she could not understand why the parents were running towards the school, believing in her shock and confusion that everyone else had already escaped the building. I didn't know that all of them were under the rubble. Amena had taught first grade at the school for 6 years. She lists the names of students and colleagues killed that day. Adrina from her first grade class, who she says was killed on the stairs with her mother, Fatime in 2nd grade, and many others including students in 6th grade she remembers teaching the alphabet to, as well as the head teacher, deputy head, PE teacher, and Quran teacher.